Hi.
Oh my god, not you again.
Are you bored of your regular mainstream Linux distro?
No, actually I'm not. In fact, you can go
Well, have I got the distro for you? What is that?
This is a typewriter. It is neither 32-bit nor Turing complete, which means you can't install weird shit on it. So that means it's totally safe to fulfill my caffeine addiction. Alright, I'm back, bitches. What the fuck?
I figured out how gradients work. This really isn't gonna help the furry allegations now, is it? How do I even get into this? Luckily, I am apparently a YouTuber now, so down some words to help me out. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, that checks out. Well, I'm fucked. So the last time that we did this, because yes, there was a last time, we had a look at an operating system called ufurmix, or Ubuntu Furry Remix, which is essentially a copy of Ubuntu 10.04 with a furry theme applied. Other than that, it was basically just regular Ubuntu Lucid. And on that video, someone left a comment. Actually, a few people left comments. That video got a couple views. And they mention another one, another Linux for furries. But this one's special. Unlike ufurmix, it isn't based on Ubuntu, nor is it based on Arch Linux. In fact, it isn't based on anything. It was built using LFS, or Linux from scratch, essentially making it its own thing. And it's called, yeah, I needed to keep it hidden because I'm pretty sure at this point Michael MJD has fucking sleeper agents in my goddamn walls. I was planning a Mobuntu video and an Arca OS video and he fucking beat me to both of them. I'm not letting this one get away from me. Anywhoosies, it's called fucking YFOS, and it even has its own package manager called Bulge. Written in Rust. But because of course it's written in Rust, what else would it be written in? I cannot make this shit up. And of course we're gonna try it on a system nearly as cursed as it is. Let's have a look at this hot mess, shall we?
Yeah, this system's configured a little bit weirdly. Kinda masochist put a tempered glass side panel on with 4 fucking case screws. So perhaps easiest to see are its dual RX 480s with the shrouds removed so it actually fit in this fucking case. Connected to an Asus M2N SLI motherboard, which doesn't have fucking crossfire, which means these GPUs are basically useless for anything not mining. I mean compute. It's also Enforced, which makes my life just that much worse. All powered by an AMD Phenom 2 X4945 at 3.0 GHz. Yes, a 2013 AM3 quad-core and an AM2 Plus motherboard from 2006. And thus this is all being held back by DDR2 at fucking 667 megatransfers. Needless to say, I'm surprised this thing turns on at all. That RAM so is balls. Now, the only reason those cards are in there is because I needed a display output, and these graphics cards are what was physically located the closest to me, and I was just curious if they would fit. The answer is yes, as long as you're cool removing the shrouds, and even then it still requires a little bit of case bending. We are pushing backwards compatibility to its limits with this thing. Like, oldest, newest component in here is like 20 years. So before this fucking thing just like stops working, if it does, I blame the Enforced chipset. Let's actually install this shit, shall we? But before we do that, we should replace the hard disk drive because don't worry about that. It takes a couple tries. It's just part of the Enforced experience. I moved the camera and it's still going. God damn it. Did I mention this build has the unique ability to remove the bitrate? Oh, it's done. Finally. Yeah, I added cold cathodes because I don't really have a good reason. I just had them. Let me turn that off. Let's fucking skip this memory test. Ugh. Yeah, so I might have installed Gen 2 because I was like kind of bored. So yeah, let's just put something else in here and put YFOS on that. Well, at least it turns off quickly. Just now realizing y'all are gonna finally see how bad my cable management and systems like this is. I feel like this provides a hint. At least it comes off easy. Oh god. So now we just gotta extricate this hard drive, which is right there, I guess. Let me tell you, this case is really interesting. I mean, yeah, my cable management's horrible, but like, this case has a finger's width of fucking cable management space, and this is a non-modular power supply, so there's a limit to what I could have done to make this, like, actually good. Why is there 2 SATA cables in here? What is this for? God damn it, I don't even remember. Get back in there. This case is weird. God damn it. Oh my gosh. Get the fuck out of here. Aha, I got it. I think I found like the world's emptiest hard drive. Alright, let's get this thing off of here. It's sure light too for a SATA hard disk. This screw is completely stripped. Okay. Either that or the hole it goes into. What a surprisingly time-appropriate choice for this system. Of course we're going to be changing that right up. And of course we're going to go back to our roots and put in this spare Samsung SSD that I found. It's nothing special, I just, you know, had it laying around, so let's just put like this in here. Oh god. Okay. Alright, where are my screws? What the fuck? Alright, whatever. I'm not taking this on the boat or a fucking airplane. 3 will do just fine. So some of you might be looking at this and thinking, oh my god, Snoopy, you fucking idiot. Why are you using this most cursed adapter? What the fuck? Just use this clearly modern power supply's built-in power. And the reason for that, as soon as I fish it out of here, where is it? Where did it go? No, it's more Molex. Oh god. Is this it? No. Is it in here? Oh, there it is. Okay, it doesn't fucking fit. If I do like this, and if I just like bend it over really hard, and put it on like that, it puts it at such an angle, you're gonna fucking crack the connector off. So, I'm pretty sure this case was designed, which I'm giving the designers a lot of benefit of the doubt with this one. They designed this little adapter plate for one of these. This power supply was like from the dawn of SATA, and as we can see, it has a cable that looks like this. This one will work just fine. See? Fits. Can't use this one because it's like 4 watts. Fucking like Pentium 4 era. Maybe Core 2, I don't know. So I found this to be the best solution because I'm a lazy bitch. So, you know, whatever. I gotta put it back in there now. God damn it. It goes in like... There we go. Nah, it's not going anywhere. Now I just gotta plug it in. Get in there. Hey, I got it. Thank God. This is the most worn out and bent to shit, loose SATA cable I think I've ever seen in my whole life. I'm not surprised if I'm gonna find myself back in here again because the BIOS won't detect it. Okay, now to put all this shit back. Party's over. Get your asses in there. Alright, okay, that's in. That's good. Okay, that's gonna be good enough, I think. So this case is, like, pretty forgiving in the fact that, like, it doesn't have any, like, mounting shit on the top of it, so you can kind of just shove it in here. Now I can just sort of fucking put it in it. I can... And it's on! Don't touch it. Oh, get in there. Hold this in a little bit more pressing on it. Okay. There we go. Bitches be like, ew, Will, notices your bulge. What's this? My sister in Christ, it is bad cable management. See, this hunk of shit still works. Well, fuck, I guess I am making this video. God damn it. Alright, let's see if the SSD shows up. That would be a, no, that's a no. Or it's just not bootable. I mean, we should check that too. Oh my god, it's doing this again. I forgot about that. Oh my god, fucking finally! Ugh. Well, Bullshit! I fucking called it! Get in there, you piece of bitch. That disc doesn't show up this time, I swear to God. I'm going to be pissed. Alright. Delete to enter setup. What the hell? Delete? Hey! There we go! Finally detected by the BIOS. Let's go. Fucking finally. Exiting the BIOS and it still does that. What the hell? Okay, whatever. I genuinely have no idea what it's doing. Ready for an operating system. I just gotta put the fucking side panel back on. By side panel, I mean glass fucking mirror. I got this case because of the color. There are very few cases in mint. This one is $50. And I think I see why. So before we start, I like to preface this experience with the fact that this is very much a hobbyist operating system. In the last video, I was very hard on Arch Linux 32. The reason for that being is it positions itself as being the 32-bit version of Arch Linux, which is very much daily drivable. I think a few people actually do even. So I, of course, commented on it as such. This is not that, so I'm gonna be kind of light on it for that reason. And I say that because, as you're about to see, there's going to be a whole lot of funny business involved in just getting this thing fucking booted on this thing. First of which being, I lied. A CD isn't gonna cut it. It needs to be installed from a USB thumb drive, which I have right here. So I'm just gonna take this and put it in the USB port. And now it still won't work. And the reason for that is because UFOS is UEFI only. Why exactly they did this, I have no idea, but luckily I found a way around that. Now you might be thinking, hey Snoopy, what the fuck do you mean you found a way around it needing UEFI? Changing this installation media to boot on a BIOS system would require basically making another image and then rewriting the installer, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to work with what we have here. And there are, of course, like 2 different ways we can do that. The first method being emulating UEFI. I tried this using Duet, and it just wouldn't work on the system. Why exactly that is, I have no idea. It just never started up past the memory test. Luckily, there is another option, and that's just sidestepping the built-in bootloader entirely. At the end of the day, all the bootloader is really doing is like just loading enough disk drivers for it to load the kernel, and then loading the inner MFS into memory. So we just need to do that. And today we're going to be doing that by using a surrogate bootloader. We're not going to do this the way you're probably thinking, that being set up like a miniature Linux installation, then like generate a new grub config that then like finds the install media. That would be a little bit too ridiculous even for me. Luckily, there's already a solution that exists. That, of course, being called Super Grub2 Disk, which is basically a image you can flash that contains a self-contained grub bootloader, which you can then instruct to search all available buck devices for anything bootable, using like UEFI firmware interfaces, bootable partitions, even grub configuration files, which we actually have one since the installer does use grub, so we're just going to use Super Grub2 to then chain load that installation. By doing this, we are completely sidestepping the installation of grub. That comes with UFOS, but there isn't really another way to do it, and this way works perfectly fine. Of course, it's not exactly convenient because we always need the Grub2 disk. No amount of magic is going to make this thing natively boot UEFI. So yeah, that's the first thing we're doing is, instead of using an actual bootloader, we're going to be using fucking recovery tools to boot into the operating system, and that's just going to be the solution. Wow, this is going to be a fucking disaster. So now we just need to boot into that. Oh. Right, I need to reboot the whole computer. Oh god. And of course, it's gonna take like half an hour. Fucking finally. God damn it. So now we're going to enter the boot menu by pressing F8, which also conveniently skips the memory test. So now we're just gonna launch this right here, which should be our Grub2 disk. And yes, it is. So now it's booting grub, which will then bring us into Super Grub2 Disk's interface. Hey, just like that. So as we can see, we have languages, enable rated LVM support, and all native disk drivers. Boot it manually. If you want to, you can also disable color, which looks much cooler. So now what we're going to do is detect and show boot methods. What this is going to do is it's going to search every disk on the system for anything that looks and smells bootable. Hey guys, did you know you can get free boxes from the post office? It's a little wobbly, but it's fine, don't worry about it. We have UEFI configuration files and also the Linux kernels. So if you wanted to boot the kernel directly, that's how you would do it. But since this is Grub, we have an even better way. If we come down here, as we can see, it's reading the boot up entries from HD1 GPT-2, which is the first hard disk, which in this case is apparently the thumb drive. If we wanted to, we can even just boot the Grub configuration directly and just do this instead, but this should be effectively the same thing. So if we just do this, using the Grub2 thumb drive, we are now loading the configuration file off of the YFOS thumb drive, and as you can see, it's working just fine. We're now loading Linux 5.16.11-YFOS off of a GPT partition too. This is crazy. Now we're loading the InitRamFS, which takes a little while. This part takes like 3 minutes. Okay, a little longer than that. Did I mention this case has 6 fans? Well, I will now promptly cover 2 of them with Shark Friend. I just get it in here. There we go, that's good. Now this is the configuration file off of the YFOS thumb drive. Alright, well it got as far as it did last time, that's a start. Praise Jesus, it showed up! Okay. Alright, well now that we've got YFOS booted, how long did that take? 3 minutes. I don't know what happened last time, but yeah, I should probably mention that like on a regular UEFI system, this whole process works just fine. All of the pain so far has just been because of the hacky nonsense that I used to get it to boot because I was stubborn and wanted to use this computer in particular. As you can see, I've removed the Grub2 disk and it's still functioning. So as we can see, this OS has no installer. This sort of has an installation process similar mostly to Arch Linux, where you have to set up the disks yourself. As we can see, we do have inbuilt instructions, which is helpful because the ones on the website are MIA at the moment. So we just gotta... Oh dear God. Luckily, we have installation instructions that are from another website, which I nearly had a stroke reading, but they have the information that I need, and that's how to set up a UEFI partition layout. So, yeah, the first step is going to be that. As you can see, we have our SSD and our boot medium. So what we need to do is run, the guide says CF disk, and I'm just going to use that. I don't need no fucking graphical interface. I know how to use the commands just fine, but I'm going to use this since the guide says to, so... Gonna make a GPT. So we need to create 2 partitions. First, the partition for Grub, or the EFI partition, and then another partition for root. But since we're fancy, I'm gonna go in here and like sidestep the guide a little bit and add one for swap, since I'm that kind of person. 8 gigabytes is not enough. We need at least some more. Fucking create a new one, make it 512 megabytes. Fucking massive. Since it's not MBR, I think like the type actually matters. HPUX. Okay, I'm surprised that's in here. EFI system. There we go. So now we have our EFI partition. Now we're going to make the swap partition. So we have 8 gigabytes of RAM. So let's make it 16 gigabytes. And now we're going to make one last partition that encompasses the rest of the drive. And this will be our root partition. Yes. So we're going to type yes, and the disk is now formatted. Now we're going to quit, and now fdisk-l, and we're going to ignore that. I don't know what the fuck that means. The fuck is a GPT? Anyway, so now we have EFI system, Linux file system, and Linux file system. So SDA2 is our swap, so we're going to mkswap. Then we're going to swap on, --h. As we can see, we have 16 gigabytes of swap. Nice. Okay, so now that that's done, we need to format our EFI partition. So that's mkfs.fat-f32. This will format the partition as fat. I think UEFI requires a FAT32 partition to boot off of because licensing and other bullshit. So now the EFI system is formatted as FAT32. And now we need to format the root partition. fdisk-l, so I can remember what it is. It's dev SDA3. So I'm going to be boring and use ext4 dev/SDA3. And there we go. So now if we do fdisk-l again, so you can see nothing has changed because I'm a fucking idiot. lsblk. There we go. We have SDA and its 3 partitions. Nice. And now the next step must be installing the operating system. Well, you would think that, but no, actually not. Do you really think it would be that easy? The next step is actually updating the installer. So if we remember the installation instructions from earlier, which we can actually see if we switch to another TTY, is to run the install ufos shell script. The thing is that even in ufos terms, that shell script is fucking ancient. And the one burned into this image by Vor Microcomputers. I fucking not. That's actually what it's called. I have never spoken to anyone in this community as far as I know, and I fucking love it already. I'm not a furry, though. Luckily, the command for actually updating the installation script from the most up-to-date source is in the bash history, because in all of their wisdom, when setting up this image, they forgot to clear the bash history. So if we just look, as we can see, there's the command to download the new shell script. So that's cool. So if we just press up enough times, we can just download it. And it's downloaded, I think. So there we go. Install ufos is now updated. Now that we have the updated shell script, there is one change I want to make to it. So if we do a nano, and then install tab, now here's the installation script. And what I want to change, if we come down here, this right here is the part of the shell script that installs basically the base operating system. This is ufos's equivalent of packstrap. Essentially what I want to add is, I've noticed they, for some fucking reason, don't include Linux firmware in their base group meta package. Which means when you install this with an unmodified script, it doesn't install the proprietary drivers for anything. That means it won't actually boot up with these graphics cards because they're AMD and require the proprietary AMD Polaris driver. Luckily, the package, Linux firmware, exists and is downloadable with Bulge. It's probably a very good reason why they did this. I just don't know what it is. So I want to add it in here and not just install it later, because I'm pretty sure it needs to be done before the innermfs is built, and I don't trust it to build the innermfs again after it's installed, and I definitely don't want to do it myself. So WindowsG means group, I means install, and base is the meta package that is all of the stuff that's needed. So what I'm going to do is, after base, I'm going to add Linux-firmware. So that means we should have the kernel, then it'll install Linux firmware. At least I think this will work. So now that Linux firmware is spelled correctly and also installed the same time as base, this should work. Right. So this is the other thing. Oh god. I thought we were gonna get away with it. But there's another thing that's iffy about the ufos installation media. They decided for some reason to make the image literally as small as they can. That's why a CD won't work, is because you need read-write access to the medium which you're installing off of. The reason for this is because they aren't using like some sort of live file system, which essentially is just turns the root into partially a RAM disk, like most installation CDs do. If we run df-h to see how much room is actually free on every mount point, as we can see, there are 0 bytes, like actual 0 fucking bytes left on the root partition. Yeah, we're not doing shit with that right now. So what we need to do is expand the root partition on the installation media. So that's cf disk. And as we can see, there's all this free space. So what we're going to do is come over to this one, click resize, new size 29.3 gigabytes. And as we can see now, this encompasses the entire drive. So now we're just going to write and we're going to hope this works. Since we're not changing the begin location of the partition, it won't be erased. So now we need to do resize 2fs dev/sdb. Online resizing required. The fact this is possible is a little bit crazy to me. The fact you can fucking do it while the system's actually mounted, let alone actually running. We now have like 27 gigabytes free, and our usage is only 11%. So now, just for good measure, let's update that again. Very nice. So now let's edit it again. Linux-firmware. So now we need to run the ufos equivalent of packstrap. Well, first we should probably make sure it's executable. Yeah, that would have been a big fucking letdown. So chmod +x install ufos.sh. Now if we do that again, as we can see, execute is now set. So if we do // install ufos.sh, now we need to set it to the EFI partition as being the first one. So if we do like fucking fdisk-l and this tty, EFI partition is sda1 /dev/sda1, and now we need to set the root partition, which is /dev/sda2. Swap partition, that wouldn't work. So it's sda3. So now this is telling ufos to install an sda1 and sda3. I'm gonna hope this is the proper order, if not it's gonna be fucked. Y'all ready to install fucking ufos? I sure am not. Let's see if this works. Nice. So now it's updating bulge, and now it's installing the group base, which this will take a little while. So you can see it's currently downloading Linux 6.0.3 kernel, which is a bit dated. Now it's doing the grub configuration. Now it's running drag cut. So that's interesting. It does it after. I don't know what this is supposed to look like with or without Linux firmware. Now we need to set the root password. So if I just do 420 super secret password, and now ufos is installed. Nice. Fucking smiley face. Well, now just to see if Linux firmware actually worked, I think we can actually check. I don't know if Bulge is smart enough to check if something is already installed or not, so we're just gonna try. Oh, I did dash. God damn it. Oh, this is gonna be a pain. Oh yeah, I would have noticed if it took this long. God damn it. Alright, this is gonna be a pain in the ass, isn't it? Well, now it's installing Linux firmware. I doubt it's gonna trigger another rebuild of the initramfs. Okay, well, it's installed now. I wonder if this will work. So let's try, let's just see if it works. I mean, I looked at the documentation. Nothing for Linux firmware says the initramfs has to be rebuilt. So let's see if it works. Let's reboot the computer and see if this shit catches on fire. Oh, I should put Grub2 back in.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the drive might have shat itself, so I'm just gonna restart the okay. We're off to a great start. We installed a UEFI bootloader, so we need to still use funny methods. As we can see, it did actually install correctly, so there's HD1, GPT3, so that's in the root partition. So let's just go the whole 9 yards and just use that. This should be much faster. Yeah, okay, let's see how long it takes to load the initramfs. Okay. Okay, alright, that's better. That's definitely better. So now we're actually booting it, which is a start. Holy shit, it worked. We're in ufos. Damn. I would have thought we needed firmware. Or maybe installing it just worked? I don't fucking know. Let's just be happy with what we got, I guess. Well, the first problem is that in terms of internet, we have no internet. Luckily, this problem also turned up during testing, and I found a way to fix it, which isn't my original fix, which was manually programming in the routing and IP table information, which I don't wish that upon anyone. As it turns out, it does actually come with a DHCP client, it's just not the normal one, so you need to do DH client instead of DHCP CD. And in a couple seconds, yeah, we already have an IP address, so I completely forgot to do that in the install environment. I would have thought that was required, but okay, I'm not complaining. Can you tell I'm surprised this worked? That's the thing about pre-testing, no matter how much of I do it, I'm still end up surprised. I guess that's what makes these videos interesting. So to stay true to WindowsG tradition, let's go ahead and install Neofetch. BULG, so this is UFOS's package manager, of course, in case you're just joining us based on the chapter search system, which I fill in for some reason. So, and then Neofetch. And now what it'll do is ask me if I want to install it. The answer is Y. And as we can see, it didn't work. Okay, we're back to stuff I predicted this time. This is good. Now, this is really fun. It took me about 4 days to figure out what was wrong with this. The problem with the SSLCA cert is not as definitive as you would think it is. It actually took reading the source code to Bulge to figure out what it's actually fucking doing. You know, a couple of these things do make me wonder if they, like, actually tried installing the operating system with the install script and like checked if it worked afterwards, because this is like kind of big. The reason for that is because the basis of the certificates inside of this operating system are just fucking not there. So we need to install the certificates ourselves, which isn't that big of a deal. It's just like, it's a command. So what we're gonna do first is we're going to rm-rf pki and also ssl. Now that those two directories are no longer with us, we now need to make ca-g, which make.ca is the LFS utility for making the certificates. Now what it's going to do is it's going to get certdata.txt. It's going to download it. Now it's going to download all of the root certificates that you require for using SSL. Just like that. Now that it's done, we should be able to launch Bulge again and actually install Neofetch. So if we do Y and then Y again, as we can see, it still doesn't work. Now this is the part that took me the bulk of the time to figure out, and the part that took me viewing the source code to figure out that it was curl that was actually making the request to get the package file. So what we need to do is, even though the certs are still installed, we still need to make one last change to them. We need to make a symbolic link, ln-s/etc/pki/tls/certs/ca bundle.cert. Now we need to make the symbolic link into /etc/ssl/cert.pem. Oops. They're right next to each other. And now we have a symbolic link of ca-bundle.crt into, oh god. Okay, well, I guess a couple slashes never hurt anyone. Okay, well, now that that exists, now we should be able to use Bulge and install Neofetch. And there we go. Neofetch. See, this is why I write this shit down when I do it. Alright, so now if we run Neofetch, there we go. We are running ufos x86_64 with the 6.0.3-ufos kernel on an AMD Phenom 2 X4945 at 3.0 gigahertz. So now that we have ufos installed, comes the question, well, what can we do with it? And the answer is, unfortunately, not very much. Because ufos is its own operating system and it uses its own package manager called Bulge, we're stuck with just the packages that ufos has. And in terms of packages, there are not very many. There isn't even a desktop environment. I mean, I guess there is. I mean, there is GNOME. It's just, it's very broken, and at least I couldn't get it to work. Then again, the one set of graphics drivers it has are for AMD GPU, and I did my testing on Intel HD graphics, so I'll get back to you on that one. Oh. Yeah. See, I fucking said it wouldn't work. Look at that journal, I guess. Journal CTL. Can I just get to the end, please? What the fuck is this? What's the Vim binding for end of file? I fucking forgot. How much more of this is there? What the fuck? My genius, it's almost staggering. Could not connect to system bus, no such file or directory. What the fuck is the system bus? System control status dbus. Wow, I'm fucking tired. Fuckers broke the debussy. I can't have shit in Detroit. Anyway, we can't even try Minecraft on ufos because ufos doesn't have a JVM, and I'm not compiling OpenJDK from scratch. I refuse. Or can we? A few days ago, someone left a comment on a video, and they suggested using something called Cuberite. Now, what that is an open source implementation of the Minecraft server software, written in C++. And between this clip and the last, I remembered this comment. And needless to say, the intrusive thoughts won. We can at least try it. Alright, this is the part where I go to hell, isn't it? I don't even know how complete this server software is. I barely know how it works. Now, according to the install instructions, what we need to do is download it. I like how the prompt doesn't contain a directory listing. I have to do pwd, and that works. Oh god. So, curl -ssfl https://download.cubrite.org. That into sh, apparently. Downloading precompiled binary. Nice! Well, that was easy. Is it in here? Holy shit. Wow! I'm impressed. So what it does is it probably downloads a shell script that automatically detects your system. Wow. Okay, Cuberite. I'm impressed so far. Huh. Interesting. So what we need to do is do /Cuberite. see if this works. Oh my god. It's working! I mean, I shouldn't be terrifically surprised. It's just, you know, this is C++. Well, it appears to be running. Loading two plugins, core, and chat log. Okay, can we see TPS? I don't expect it to run badly. I mean, it's fucking 4 cores and 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's not gonna run bad. Well, shit. Okay. Compatible clients between 1.8 and 1.12. This server's pretty versatile. Huh. Web interface? Holy shit. Wow. I'm impressed so far. Let's see. It's probably going to be like, what, fucking Flatgrass?
Can someone go back in time and tell me not to get a 4K monitor? This is too fucking big. That's better. Okay. If this has, like, fucking world gen, like, at least I'm going to be very impressed. Assuming it, like, works at all. I could have typed the IP in wrong. No, this is right. Uh-oh.
IPA. Yeah, that's the IP address. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. How do I edit the config files for this? Settings deny. Okay, well this looks good. Wow, it lets you set the auth server? Ew, wow. Okay. Custom redirect URL. I can tell it's the recroll URL just by looking at it. Y'all are not funny. Well, let me change this just in case something's being odd. Like, is there a way to adjust what IP address it's running on? It would appear the answer is no. We're going well so far. Holy startup speed, though.
Does the web panel work at least? I wouldn't be surprised if it's just not allowing connections for some reason. That's interesting. I really don't know what that would be. There might be a firewall. I don't think so, though.
iptables, my mortal enemy. Okay. Well, shit. Chain input policy drop? What? Hey, wait. I don't know what this means. Bad chain? What the fuck? Oh, it's capital. Of course it is. Input. Okay. It's enough. L. Okay, policy is now accept.
Of course it's IP tables. It's always IP tables. Okay. Well, this works now. So, let's try again. I'm gonna have my fucking Joker arc if I have to deal with another fucking firewall. Alright, let's see if it works now. Well, they got further than last time. Oh, no, wait. That's right. Well, at least this problem I know how to fix.
Player Professor Snoopy failed to authenticate. Oh, I get it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. Well, for now, we can just turn it off. Offline mode by beloved. So it's not going to warn me that I'm running it in offline mode. Like, literally better than the fucking actual official server software. Goddamn.
Okay, let's see if it works now. That was the fastest login I've seen. Holy shit. Sounds are a bit odd. Okay. Oh, hi there. Holy knockback. This isn't modern combat, I don't think. Fucking die already. Wow. Oh. Okay. Well, it's nearly day anyway. Wow. Ow. Oh, God. Okay. Well, you can tell it's not official server software based on how the fucking mobs spawn. And I just had knockback backwards. Oh, no, wait. No, I didn't. What the hell did I just watch? That creeper killed a skeleton by exploding. I don't think they do that in vanilla. Okay. Ow. Then again, it's also... Whoa, holy shit. Thanks, skeleton. I'm gonna fucking die, though. Look at this shit. I'm impressed. Like, okay. And mind you, not by the performance. This is Minecraft on a machine that doesn't have OpenJDK installed. Already from what I've seen, this is very cool. I wish there was a way I could show you other than just a text message. Can I... hi. Oh. Well, you can see that's a very not vanilla death message. List has opened some new possibilities. If I run C++, it'll run this. I'm having some unholy ideas. I had no idea Minecraft C++ server software was this far. Wow. Nice. And that concludes our adventure into the world of UFOS. As you can see, it still needs a lot of work before it's even close to mainable, but I'm really excited to see where it goes, especially the Rust-based package manager. So I hope it gets better, and maybe you might even want to give it a try at some point, just not on your main computer. I like how Cubrite sort of took like center stage back there. That wasn't intentional, but obviously that really changes things for running Minecraft on alternative hardware. Not needing the overhead and existence of a JVM is kind of big. So you can bet your ass you'll be seeing it on the channel again in not too long. nyas on Spark anyone? Or maybe even IBM Power. I'm just kidding, I'm too much of a cheap bitch for that. Any whoosies, I do believe that finally brings this project to a close. Huge thank you to, Grot, Nat, ufurmix, xwashere, Sicky, totally not Patrick. I'm on to you, by the way. I think you are Patrick. Aven, JamesKohls, and Sophie144p for supporting the channel and for putting up with my upload schedule that at this point is roughly once a quarter. And thank you for watching the video. Bye nya. Fucking kill me. Yeah, I don't really like this logo. I mean, it's better. Yeah, I can live with that.